Hello, friends. Have you ever felt that your mind is thinking about thousands of things at once? Like you're watching a video, but your mind is tangled in something else? Or you sit down to study, but social media notifications keep pulling your attention away? This isn't just your reality. It's all of ours. We all feel a lack of focus in our lives, and because of this, many of our big dreams and goals remain unfulfilled. But what if I told you that the solution to this problem is in your hands? And it's hidden inside a book called Master the Art of Focus? The author, A. Suman, doesn't say that focus is a superpower that only special people possess. He explains that focus is an art that anyone can learn. All it takes is the right direction and hard work. Today we'll explore this book's story and the deep secrets within it that can completely transform your life. Imagine if you could give your full attention to everything that matters most to you. How productive, successful, and happy your life would become. The art of focus isn't just about what you're doing, it's also about what you're not doing. It's about identifying all the distractions that stop us from reaching our destination and removing them. This art teaches us how to train our minds to focus only on what is most important in our lives. Chapter 1. The Power of Attention. The Key to Success. Imagine a beautiful morning. The soft rays of the sun are knocking on your window. You begin your day with a cup of tea. In front of you is your to-do list, a long chain of tasks. But as soon as you begin, your mind starts to wander, sometimes to a phone notification, sometimes to an old thought. Does this situation feel familiar? How many of us pass through the thought, if only I could channel my energy and thoughts in one direction, what couldn't I achieve? This is exactly what the first chapter of Master the Art of Focus explains. It tells us that attention, focus, is not just a habit, but an art that can change the direction of our lives. Feel the power of attention. This magical key has the ability to unlock the infinite potential hidden within you. But focus doesn't just mean concentrating on work. It is the means of giving your life the right direction. The author explains how attention actually works through an interesting story. The example of an archer. What does an archer need most? His target. If he shoots an arrow without looking at his target, will it hit the mark? Absolutely not. But when he focuses all his attention and strength on the target, his aim is accurate every time. We are all like that archer. We all have our own goals and targets, but are we moving toward them with full energy and focus? Perhaps not, because our mind, like a restless child, keeps pulling us in new directions every moment. The author says that focus is not just a means to success, it is also a path to understanding the depths of the soul. The first step to strengthening attention is knowing yourself, understanding what is most important to you. As soon as this awareness develops, focus begins to grow on its own. The author suggests two effective methods for improving focus. Meditation calms the mind and teaches you to channel energy in the right direction, and mindfulness gives you the strength to live in every moment and feel it with full depth. Chapter 2. The Trap of Distraction. How to escape. All of us have something in our lives that we want to achieve with great intensity. Our dreams, our goals, our ambitions. These all define the direction of our lives. But think, what is the biggest obstacle on this journey? Distraction. It is such an enemy in our lives that comes without a sound and steals our dreams. Have you ever noticed that distraction doesn't just steal your time? It touches the depth of your soul too. When you repeatedly check your phone, you also lose your creativity, your focus, and your inner discipline. The trap of distraction is like a spider's web. The more you get caught in it, the harder it becomes to get out. The biggest cause of distraction is our mindset. Our brain always runs toward easy and comfortable things. Hard work, discipline, and working with depth seems difficult. So whenever you have an important task, your brain starts making excuses. Let me just check my phone once. Let me listen to one song. Let me watch a bit of TV. The author calls this the dopamine mind trap. Whenever you do something fun or easy, like scrolling social media, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. It makes you feel good, But this happiness lasts only moments. Then you crave more dopamine. That's why we keep picking up the phone and scroll for hours without thinking. Getting out of this trap is not easy, but it's not impossible either. The first step is self-awareness. Until you understand where your time is going, you can't change it. Distraction always starts from some trigger, a phone notification, laziness, or lack of interest in the task at hand. Identify these triggers. Ask yourself every time, is this taking me closer to my goal or further away? Chapter 3, The Science of Focus. How does your brain work? Our brain is truly a miracle, a machine that works tirelessly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It shapes our thoughts, emotions, and experiences every moment. But have you ever asked yourself, why does this amazing brain sometimes start to fall apart? Why can't our attention stay in one place? Think of our brain as a dense forest. In this forest, there are countless paths, each path representing a thought, an emotion, or a habit. When we focus on a task, our brain walks the paths connected to that task. The more we repeat a particular thought or habit, the deeper and more permanent that path becomes. But this same brain that gives us so much power sometimes becomes our greatest enemy. In today's digital age, where every second your phone, social media, and other things try to pull your attention, this forest feels even more tangled. Have you ever noticed that when you're completely absorbed in a task, time seems to fly with wings? This magical experience, which scientists call the flow state, happens when your brain is completely focused in one direction. Our brains are naturally distracted. They're drawn to every new piece of information. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors lived in forests, paying attention to new things was a matter of life and death. But today, that instinct gets us entangled. Our attention is of two types. Active focus, when you are completely focused on a specific task. Automatic focus, when your mind starts wandering without any effort. The challenge is that our brain naturally leans toward automatic focus. It's easy, provides immediate pleasure, and releases dopamine. When you do any task with passion and purpose, your brain naturally sticks to it. When you bring that same passion and emotion to all your work, your attention automatically improves. Chapter 4, The Myth of Multitasking. In today's fast-paced world, multitasking is considered the key to success. But have you ever thought about how far from your goals you actually get when you try to focus on several things at once? Imagine you're cooking, checking emails, and trying to talk to your child, all at the same time. You think you're doing 3 things at once, but the truth is, your brain is rapidly switching between all these tasks. Every time you move your attention from one task to another, your brain loses a little energy. This is called attention residue. Your brain can't fully focus on any single task. The result? Your food is half-cooked, your email has mistakes, and your child feels like you're not listening. Multitasking gives us a false hope that we're making the best use of our time. But the author challenges this deeply. The brain can perform any task at full capacity only when it is focused on just one thing at a time. The author calls the alternative single tasking. When you focus on one task at a time, you not only get better results, but you also feel happiness in that work. The author shares a story. A little boy complained every day that his father was so busy with work, he never had time for him. One day, the father decided to spend an entire day with his son. He turned off his phone and completely disconnected from work. He found that when he focused only on his son, he could understand him better. The bond that formed between father and son that day was priceless. Chapter 5. Mindfulness Techniques to Maintain Attention. We've all experienced how difficult it can be to maintain focus, whether studying, working, or concentrating on something in our personal life. Our mind often starts to wander. In these moments, mindfulness is a tool that not only strengthens our focus, but also maintains our mental peace. Imagine you're sitting by a calm lake. The water is still, but suddenly the wind blows and waves begin to rise. Our mind is much like this. Mindfulness teaches us to remain as still as that lake, to recognize our thoughts, accept them, and then slowly calm them. Mindfulness begins with breathing exercises. Whenever your attention wanders, just pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and feel that with each breath, you are drawing life into yourself. The chapter also emphasizes sense awareness, feeling the things around you deeply. If you're walking, pay attention to your steps. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the leaves on trees, the sounds of birds, the rustling of the wind. Doing this frees your mind from the unnecessary thoughts that were weighing it down. Another interesting point, judgment-free thinking. Often we weigh our thoughts on a scale of right and wrong, but mindfulness teaches us to accept every thought exactly as it is, without trying to change or suppress it. Chapter 6. How to Focus in the Digital Age. Friends, today we live in a world where our every moment is connected to some device. The first thing we reach for when we wake up is our phone, and the last thing at night is the same. But have you ever thought about how this digital age, which connects us to the world, is slowly stealing our attention and mental peace? In the digital age, our attention has become a commodity. Social media, advertisements, and the internet world try their hardest to pull us toward them. Every notification takes us further from our reality. The good news, you don't need to completely abandon technology. You just need to learn to use it correctly. Imagine putting your phone aside and focusing on one task for just 15 minutes. In the early days, it will be difficult. Your brain will immediately want to check a notification or message. But gradually, as you develop this habit, you'll realize how deeply you can immerse yourself in your work. One person who was exhausted from his daily tasks adopted this habit. He decided to spend 30 minutes every morning without any digital device. The first day felt challenging, but gradually he realized that these 30 minutes had become the most important part of his day. He began to feel calm, became more creative, and most importantly, started spending more time with his family. Focusing in the digital age is an art, and this chapter gives us the power to learn it. Chapter 7. Goal Setting. How to Focus Correctly. Focus, concentration, is the most powerful key to success. But the question is, do we know how to focus correctly? Often our mistake is that we get tangled up in many things. We try to achieve multiple goals at once, and the result is that we can't fully achieve any of them. This book teaches us that identifying your purpose clearly and giving it priority is the very first step. When you clarify your goal, you give your brain the command to move in that direction, just like an archer aiming at his target. But just deciding on a goal isn't enough. Life constantly brings situations that try to distract us. Our mobile phone, social media, others' opinions. Focus means saying goodbye to the things that take you off your path. The chapter tells a story. A person decided he wanted to win a gold medal in a race. He started working hard day and night. But sometimes his friends called him to parties, his family put pressure on him, and sometimes he even doubted himself. In those moments, he adopted one mantra: one step every day. He decided that no matter what, he would take one step toward his goal every day. Slowly, his small daily habits became the foundation of his great success. You need to break your big goal into small parts so you can achieve it easily every day. This also protects you from disappointment and keeps you consistently motivated. The book also teaches how to maintain positive energy and passion within yourself. If you ever feel tired, remember your purpose. Think about why you dreamed this dream and what achieving it means to you. Chapter 8. The Importance of Deep Thinking. How to do deep work. Imagine a world where your every task is filled with depth and focus, where your mind, free from noise and unnecessary thoughts, is focused on just one goal. This is the skill called deep work. Deep work means completely immersing your mind in one single task. It is the state when you disconnect from the outside world and focus only on what matters most to you. It's not easy because in today's fast-paced world, there are many distractions. But if you master this art, your productivity and creativity can multiply many times over. When you do deep work, you not only get better results, your capacity for thinking also grows. Deep thinking gives us a real experience of our own capabilities. It inspires us to step outside our comfort zone and create something new, something wonderful. Rules for deep work. Avoid distraction. Keep your phone, social media, and all interruptions away. Choose a place where you can completely immerse yourself in your work. Set a time. Regularly set aside time for deep thinking. This should be your sacred time. just you and your work. Be patient. Deep work is a skill that can be refined with time and practice. It may seem difficult at first, but gradually you'll begin to enjoy it. Imagine if every day you spent 1 hour in deep thinking and work. You would not only achieve your goals faster, but your identity would form as someone who has mastery over their work. Deep work is not just a technique, it is a lifestyle. It teaches you how to use your energy and time correctly. It shows you the path toward becoming better and fulfilling your dreams. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this information useful, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share this knowledge with others. Your journey to success has already begun.